Every year, Chipotle moves 132 million pounds of avocados, roughly 5% of every avocado eaten in the United States. The problem? This fruit starts dying the moment it is picked. A few degrees of temperature drift and entire shipments rot. Add cartel extortion on Mexican highways and tariff threats that spike costs overnight, and you start to see why Chipotle should have run out of avocados a long time ago. Guacamole is more than a topping at Chipotle, it's a business engine. With over 3,700 restaurants, the company's daily appetite for avocados is staggering. Each year, Chipotle uses about 132 million pounds of Hass avocados, a figure that places it among the largest commercial buyers in the country. That is not just a kitchen statistic. It means that Chipotle alone is responsible for nearly 5% of all avocados consumed in the United States. This scale turns a simple fruit into a strategic vulnerability. Avocados aren't just another ingredient, they define the menu and shape the brand's promise of freshness. When demand is this high, any disruption, whether from weather, politics, or supply chain chaos, has the potential to ripple across thousands of locations at once. For Chipotle, a shortage isn't a minor inconvenience. It's a company-level risk capable of sending shockwaves through sales, reputation, and customer loyalty. The question isn't just how to keep guacamole in stock, it's how to build a system that can withstand the pressure of moving mountains of perishable fruit day after day without missing a beat. An avocado begins to change the moment it is picked. Unlike canned beans or dried rice, this fruit carries a built-in deadline. Hass avocados are climacteric, which means they keep ripening after harvest, releasing ethylene that speeds up the process. The clock starts ticking as soon as the fruit leaves the tree, and every hour matters. Temperature becomes the line between profit and waste. To keep avocados in a safe window, the cold chain must hold steady at around 4 degrees Celsius with humidity near 90%. Even a brief temperature spike, just a couple of degrees, can double the rate at which the fruit softens. What looked like a firm green shipment can turn into a case of overripe, unsellable avocados in less than a day if the cold chain falters. This is not a gentle process. A failed refrigeration unit on a truck or a delay at a border crossing can trigger a cascade. Ethylene surges, flesh softens, and up to 30% of a load can be lost to spoilage. The avocado, in this sense, is both product and antagonist. Its own biology sets a narrow window for safe transport, and the supply chain must race to stay ahead. Every link, packing house, reefer truck, distribution center operates under constant pressure. There is no room for error, no second chance. The cost of a misstep is not just a few bruised pieces, it is thousands of pounds of wasted fruit, and the risk of empty guacamole bowls at stores that promise freshness every day. Tariffs can turn a steady supply chain into a gamble overnight. In 2019, the possibility of a 10% import duty on Mexican avocados sent a shockwave through the produce world. For Chipotle, whose supply contracts and menu economics hinge on predictability, even the rumor of a tariff meant recalculating every dollar spent on avocados. By 2025, proposals for provisional duties reached as high as 25%, with the International Trade Commission warning of a potential 30 to 50 cents per pound increase. Chipotle's finance and logistics teams had to model out what a full-scale tariff would do to their cost structure. Chief Financial Officer Adam Reiner made it clear that a broad tariff could add 60 basis points to avocado costs, enough to threaten menu pricing and margin targets across the chain. Unlike a failed refrigerator or a late truck, a tariff is not a physical breakdown. It is a shock that can ripple through thousands of stores at once, raising costs before a single avocado crosses the border. For a brand built on consistency, this kind of price uncertainty is the enemy. Every scenario, from a 10% duty to a full trade war, forced Chipotle to stress test its sourcing playbook and rethink where its avocados would come from next. In a business where every penny counts and every fruit matters, Even paperwork in Washington can threaten to empty the guacamole bowls. The journey from orchard to restaurant is never just a matter of distance. In Michoacan, where much of Chipotle's avocado supply begins, the road itself can be the most dangerous link in the chain. Organized crime groups in the region have turned the avocado corridor into a high-risk zone. According to multiple investigative reports, extortion demands on truckloads can reach $5,000 to $15,000 per shipment. Growers and drivers describe a world where road blockades appear overnight, and a missed payment can mean a hijacked truck or worse. Some shipments have been delayed by days as convoys are rerouted around armed checkpoints, pushing fruit ever closer to the edge of spoilage. The threat is not abstract. In June 2024, the U.S. Department of Agriculture suspended avocado inspections in Michoacan after a verbal threat was made against an American inspector. For 3 weeks, no fresh avocados moved north, and the entire supply chain stood still. These disruptions ripple outward, raising the cost of every shipment. Insurance premiums for avocado freight through Michoacan have climbed by 35% since 2020, with risk surcharges now adding 1 to 2 cents per pound to every load. For growers, the combination of security fees and insurance can eat up to 12% of their net revenue, leaving little margin for error or investment. Every actor in the corridor, whether farmer, driver, or buyer, carries the risk together. The cost of a single hijacking or extended delay is measured not just in lost fruit, but in livelihoods and safety. These conditions are documented by field reports and industry audits, but the full human toll is often left unnamed out of fear. In this environment, risk is not just a line on a balance sheet. It is a daily calculation for everyone who touches the avocado supply. The only way forward is to design a system that expects disruption and builds resilience into every step. Chipotle's answer to the constant threat of disruption is a backup network that spans continents. Today, nearly half of the avocados in its kitchens arrive from outside Mexico. Peru, Colombia, the Dominican Republic, Chile, Ecuador, Brazil, and Guatemala each play a role, not as a random patchwork, but as a carefully mapped web of supply. This is not a reaction to crisis. It is a system built before disaster could strike. Harvest calendars in South America fill the gaps left by Mexico's off-season, smoothing out the supply curve and keeping guacamole bowls full year-round. But distance adds risk. Ocean freight from Peru or Chile can stretch to 2 weeks, demanding tighter controls to keep fruit within its narrow ripening window. Each shipment is a race against time and temperature. The South American network is not just a backup, it is a silent engine, designed to absorb shocks and keep the chain moving. Geography alone is not enough though. The next challenge is making every mile and minute visible. Inside Chipotle's supply chain, every avocado is tracked like a high-value asset. RFID tags ride with each pallet, logging temperature, humidity, and location in real time. If a truck's refrigeration slips even a few degrees above target, the system fires off an alert, sometimes in the middle of the night, so the load can be rerouted to a cold storage hub before the fruit crosses the point of no return. This digital control tower doesn't just watch, it acts, turning what could be a silent spoilage event into a managed rescue. In 2022, a Peruvian shipment flagged for a temperature spike was diverted in El Paso, saving thousands of pounds from being lost. But the technology doesn't stop at the loading dock. In the kitchen, the Autocado robot takes over, slicing, coring, and peeling avocados with machine precision. Near-infrared sensors check ripeness and oil content, rejecting overripe fruit before it hits the prep line. The result? Prep time cut in half, usable yield up by 10%, and waste slashed by millions of dollars each year. For customers, this means guacamole that is fresh and consistent every time. For competitors, the barrier is daunting. Replicating a nationwide RFID network, integrating it with real-time logistics, and rolling out custom kitchen robotics would take years and tens of millions of dollars in investment. What started as a fragile link in the supply chain has become a moat, one built from data, discipline, and relentless execution. With every bowl, an invisible race against spoilage and disruption plays out. Chipotle's fortress of supply chain innovation shields its menu today. But climate shifts, cartel threats, and global demand never rest. The real challenge isn't just keeping guacamole on the table, it's outsmarting volatility in a world that won't stabilize.